Season's on the line. You bring in Joey Chestnut. More on the competitive eater later on. And much like the last two games, Walleye bite first. Odd man rush. Thomas Ebbing beats Adam Scheel. 3 minutes, 3 seconds in Toledo in front, 1-0. And the fish are flying. But what has been a pattern all season long, Idaho battles back. Off the rebound, A.J. White side of the net, in the game tied at 1, and the Steelheads were just getting started. Under 90 seconds to go in the first, Owen Hendricks slap shot beat Sebastian Kosa glove side. Walleye trailing 2-1 heading into the locker room. Second period, it gets worse. Jordan Kawaguchi on the breakaway. Kosa can't make the stop. Steelheads grab the 2-goal lead. Walleye dominating shots in possession to this point, but Idaho dominating the stat that matters, goals. Hendricks, second of the night, ends Kosa's night. John Lethman would come in, doesn't change much. Steelheads would add a 5th goal in the third period, and that's it. Toledo's season is over, falling 5-1 to the Brabham Cup champs. Steelheads on to the Kelly Cup finals. Walleye on to the summer.
It's hard. It is, obviously having a really good group in there, but at the end of the day, the better team probably won. We didn't play up to our standards and expectations, except for the third period, of every game, and not tonight, but at the end of the day, it's proud of our group of guys that got us to where we are right here, and it was a hard-fought battle all the way through, but Idaho's a really good team.
To put the night into perspective, we bring in Matt Melzak and Kendall Linnenkugel.
All right, back here at the Huntington Center. Thank you so much. As this, Kendall, this game, kind of a microcosm of this series. Toledo played one really good period, and then Idaho still managed to have the lead in that good period.
Right, and it was a reverse of what we've seen earlier in the series, where the Walleye were kind of deflated a little bit, and then they turned things on in the third period. The Walleye really wanted to make a statement today in the first period. Idaho took the lead to end the first period, and I think that deflated things a little bit again, and ultimately that ended up in the Walleye defeat today. Yeah, it certainly did. Those 2 goals in the second period really kind of put Toledo aback. When you're trying to come from behind in a series, you need to have, not only do you need to have that strong first period, which they did, but you need to have the lead throughout the game. And Toledo just could never hold on to it. Multiple goals again, falling behind tonight. And right, as we mentioned in the pregame show, that today was going to be a big mental game. When they're down 3-1 in the series, and you have to overcome a lot of adversity, and you have to try and win every single game out for the rest of the series. That's a lot on your mental state, and you have to be able to dig deep and keep the belief that things will happen. And I think after the Steelheads took that lead in the first period, it got into a lot of people's heads, and it started to cloud the game a little bit. Yeah, it certainly did all the way throughout, but overall, great season for the Toledo Walleye. Absolutely. The Walleye did start out a little slow, but, we debuted Sebastian Kosa this year, and he did start out on a little bit of the slower side, but I think that was the overall theme this season was comebacks. Sebastian Kosa made a comeback, and he came up to be one of the better goalies in the ECHL. We had John Lethman, who is voted the ECHL Goaltender of the Year. And then even with the Walleye slow start, they went on to have the 18-game win streak and then 20 unbeaten in regulation. Yeah, great year overall, even started the playoffs 8-0, but not to be this year for the Toledo Walleye as they fall 4-1 to the Idaho Steelheads.